Welcome back. Let's take a closer look at the drawing functions contained within MeasureSqaure. If I tap the down arrow there, we're presented with the Shapes Tools menu options there, and we're going to look at two of the specific functionality options within this area. Add rectangle room and add polygon room. The first thing we're going to do is add a rectangle room. Tap the option, tap the screen, drag your finger on a 45-degree angle, let go. We're now going to look at what options we have in relation to that room. Perhaps we want to resize the room, perhaps we want to modify the shape of the room. So if we tap the room, we're presented with an eye. Now I'm going to tap this eye. We're now presented with a menu options box called Room Details with quite a few options in there. We're not going to talk about nearly every one in there. A lot of those in there are actually pretty self-explanatory. But what we are going to talk about, we're going to talk about how we modify shapes. So the first one we're going to look at there is Reopen to Draw. I'm going to tap that option. We're now presented with a rectangle or a box with a number of red X's on the wall sections. Quite simply, tap the red X, or the X's or sections of wall you don't require, and then tap the blue arrow at the bottom of the screen there. We're now back in draw mode, and we can see down the bottom there we've got a number of different options. We have the disto option, we have the calculator, we have a door function, we have a missing wall function, we have a direction of measure option, and then we have a 4590 tool. Okay, so we're going to go back into draw mode. I'm just using my finger now to complete the shape that I want. And there we go. Let's have a look at some of the other options that we have in this Room Details menu box. We have the option to resize that particular room by using the Resize by Drag option. Once we tap that, we're presented with a number of, or the shape, with drag handles in the middle of each wall section, and we have a circular with a crosshair on the corner sections. Quite simply, if we tap the center drag handle, we can increase the size of the wall or wall sections. If we tap one of the corners and drag, we can change the angle. Notice when I position it back on the 90, it actually snaps to the 90-degree angle both on the vertical and the horizontal. Once we're happy with that, we can click Done. There is, however, one more function in this area. If we look to the bottom left, we have the ability to create an arc. So if we're going to tap that, it activates that function, and we can create an arc by simply selecting one of the center drag nodes. Once we're happy with that, click Done, and we've now modified our shape. Naturally, the last part of this particular functionality we're going to talk about in this video is the Resize option. Now, the Resize option is there so a user can manually adjust the size of the shape using either a tape measure or a laser that doesn't have Bluetooth integration with the iPad software. So if we tap the calculator function down the bottom there, it's pretty self-explanatory. Put your tape down, take the measurement, enter the size or the measurement that you've taken, and click Apply. And that will resize that particular wall section. Instantaneously, you're now presented with the next part of that wall segment you need to measure. So again, we can enter the size of the measurement there and click Apply. And notice how it changes the topography of the room. Now there are a few other options in this area here as well. As you already know, we can change the direction of measure by pressing that blue and green arrow. The little icon next to that, the box with the small boxes in each corner, if we tap that, it removes those boxes in the corner. Essentially what that means is we're changing the layout of the measurement of the room, so we're not keeping the structure of that room by utilizing this function. So if I tap in a measurement and click Apply, see how it basically creates an angle in that room. Now if I would have had that function ticked and put in that measurement, it would have adjusted both the top and the bottom measurement, so the 5 meter measurement and the 4.1 measurement that you can see on the screen, and would have kept the angle at 90 degrees. So that's a fairly quick overview of the drawing functions associated with MeasureSqaure iPad. We're going to take a look in detail at the Add Polygon tool, which is basically for free draw, or free. It's like a free hand drawing tool within MeasureSqaure iPad. See you shortly.